Hello and welcome to race 10 of the Formula 1 2020 season. We're closing in on the halfway stage. We're in France for this one. Looking to back up two good points finishes in the last two races. A first in Azerbaijan and 7th in the Canadian Grand Prix last weekend. You can see we've had a bit of an uplift since the Canadian Grand Prix in terms of our performance. What we've done is had an aero upgrade that's actually gone on the car, hasn't failed, and a major powertrain upgrade that's gone on the car and hasn't failed. If we look at, so these are the two that we've got sort of progressing at the moment, which is a chassis and aero upgrade. I think both of them coming in for the Austrian Grand Prix. If we look at this powertrain, look at that, we're second only to the Mercedes. We are really flying high and we can actually afford this one, so we're going to go ahead and do that. This would put us as the #1 fastest car in a straight line. So the powertrain's going very well. The other bits not quite so well, but we're going to work on those as well. Like I say, we've got chassis and aerodynamics upgrades on the way. It's an interesting one, this French circuit. Long straights, which work very well for us. Both myself and Guan Yu Zhou have done quite well in practice. But there's a twisty section, the third section in particular, very twisty. We lose a lot of time there. Gain most of our time in the second section, which is two very long straights. So we're about to start our first lap of qualifying, and as you can see, there are a few spots of rain falling. Now, I tried to get out early to beat the rain. We're not set up for the rain. It's going to be a dry race, so the car setup is set up for that dry race. That's not good. So I'm hopefully going to set a nice fast time here. I'm kind of hoping that the AI are setting up for the rain, because that'll give me an advantage in the race later on, because they'll be running high downforce for the rain, which won't help them down the long straights like this one, where the YouTube racing team car is mighty. Now, this is a good track for both myself and Guan Yu Zhou. We've done well in practice. It's a track that suits the car. We saw how well I did in Azerbaijan, which also had a very long, sort of fast section. That's the final section of that. This is the middle section after that, where I've just gone purple. I think that might be Guan Yu Zhou behind me on track as well. I'm not too sure. It might be one of the Ferraris. Anyone who goes out early is definitely at an advantage in this session, because this rain is just predicted to get worse and worse throughout qualifying. So in this first session of qualifying, you want to be out early to take advantage of probably the best conditions it's going to be. Like I say, I'm not set up for the rain, so we're just doing what we can here. Hopefully getting through. We're full fastest at the moment, immediately down to 5th. That was Vettel behind us. And I'm going straight into another lap, just because I might not get another chance later on, although it's already raining worse. And
less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty.
I'm a long way down, so I'm just going to back off and come back to the pits. That rain was definitely worse on the second run, so I wasn't going to improve. Luckily, Guan Yu Zhou has gone out and set a time, so hopefully that's going to set him in good stead, because a lot of the drivers haven't. There are a lot of drivers who haven't set a time yet. We're not going to bother going out again. We won't waste the tyres. We'll just fast forward and see where it all ends up at the end of this session. That's an annoying noise. Just look at that. Both YouTube racing team cars in the top 10. Just what we like to see. That's the benefit of going out early. And if we look down here, I mean, look at these. Look at these guys down here. Didn't go out early enough. Some of these are the usual suspects. You know, Romain Grosjean out, George Russell out. Kimi Raikkonen, to an extent, you kind of expect him to be down there. Kvyat, you wouldn't normally expect him to be down there. Ricciardo, definitely not. And Sainz has actually been on a really good weekend. So he really messed up there, because he's been doing really well. Perez only just scraped through. Norris only just scraped through. Verstappen wasn't too far away from going out either. So they do say the rain is the great equaliser. I do think it's just because we got out early. But look, even Nicholas Latifi in the top 10. So that's how crazy the rain is. We'll go into Quali 2 and we'll see if we can get into the top 10 again. I doubt we both can, but we'll give it a go. Yeah, so it is now properly raining. We're out on Inters. And already we are sliding about all over the place. It's not going to be a good lap. We're not set up for the rain at all. This is not a track that requires massive amounts of downforce, so I've not got the car set up for massive amounts of downforce because I want us to be fast in a straight line. And the result of that is that in the rain we are really going to struggle. I think it's a handful, as you can see. Just keep it pointed in the right direction. Although we've gone purple through the first sector, I don't know if anyone else has maybe not set a time yet through the first sector. Guan Yu Zhou though up in 8th after that first qualifying run. Really good to see. I think that might be the first time he's made it through Quali 1. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that could be the first time he's made it through. Esteban Ocon goes fastest, so someone had set. He at least had set a time. Oh, so had Charles Leclerc. That was slippery. It's fine though. We kept it under control. We moved. We are attacking this lap because we don't have much choice. So I am really sort of chucking it at the corners here. This is my only chance to try and get through because this car is not set up for the rain. I mean, who knows? The AI cars might not be set up for the rain either. They might be set up for a dry race. We come across the line and we go provisionally 5th, which isn't too bad. I'm going to go straight into another run. Because we're already up on the last lap's time. Just having that little bit more knowledge of the conditions also might help me, or it might not. I've already messed it up. Yeah, that's not going to help. Oh.
Less than a lap of...
So we've skipped the car repairs. Let's have a look and see where we are. We're actually 10th at the moment, but Verstappen and Bottas yet to set a time, so it's a fair bet that we'll drop down from there. I'm out on the Inters again. The game reckoned that the wets were going to be about 2 seconds a lap slower than the Inters, so thought I'd give these another go. Although I'm pretty sure it's got to be wet conditions, surely. Game says no, but it's there's no grip in these tyres whatsoever. No one else is out at the moment. I mean, if we're way down a few corners in, then we'll just give up because it is going to be tough now. We're already a couple attempts down. I don't think we're going to be able to do this, to be honest. Yeah, I couldn't even see where the track was there. Right, come on. I think the conditions have got worse from the first run. Which is probably why no one else is bothering to come out and set another time. But that might... Oh, I was going to say it might work out in my favour because Bottas and Verstappen might not go faster than me, but they already have because I'm down to 12. Yeah. Yeah, that was always going to happen. Alright, we'll come into the pits. I can find the pit entrance. And didn't manage to slow down in time. What I was going to say as well is we've actually invested in Guan Yu Zhou. Or invested quite a bit of time into him anyway. All the activity time kind of in between the Canadian Grand Prix and this French Grand Prix, we actually dedicated to training Zhou, so it improved his racecraft, experience and pace apparently. So fingers crossed, he should do pretty well this weekend. I mean, he's already made it into Quali 2, so he's already done better than he has done before. So we are out, as we knew we would be. We start from 12th in tomorrow's Grand Prix. Guan Yu Zhou, however, will start from 15th, which I believe is his personal best starting position. So well done to my teammate. 12th isn't too bad a position actually. It will give us tyre choice for the start of the race. It's supposed to be a dry race tomorrow, so like I say, we are set up for that. Maybe some of these cars weren't set up for the dry and are set up for the wet. You know, Hamilton was over 2 seconds quicker than me, so maybe he's got a wet setup and he'll be slower in the race. I don't know. We could have an advantage. We'll certainly have an advantage in terms of tyre choice for the beginning, so I think what I might go for is a harder compound to start with, similar to what I did in kind of like in Azerbaijan and in China. Start off on the harder compound and then I'll be faster at the end.
Here we are once more at the Le Castellet circuit for another round of this year's Formula One World Championship. Renault took their first French Grand Prix win all the way back in the inaugural race in 1906, but it was another 73 years before they could take their second. So they'll be pushing hard to delight the local fans here today. A lap of Paul Ricard then consists of 15 corners and a total length of around 3.6 miles. Drivers will need to position their cars carefully on the exit of the flat-out turn 10, ready for the double apex right-hander at 11. Watch out for potential overtaking action at the end of the start-finish straight and into the heavy braking zone of turn 8. Anthony Davidson is alongside me as usual for the race today. Let's talk briefly about Lando Norris. There's a new gearbox in the back of that car, which means a grid penalty, and hopefully some excitement as they make their way through the field.
Fingers crossed that's one failure they won't have to worry about today at least. There's not much of a silver lining to starting down the field with the
Drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. It's Sergio Perez on pole position today, with Lance Stroll alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Albon, Pierre Gasly and Vettel, Verstappen, Norris. They've taken a grid penalty. Hamilton and Charles Leclerc, Ocon, Stewart, Kevin Magnussen and Giovinazzi, Joe, Latifi, Romain Grosjean and Carlos Sainz. Ricciardo, Russell, Kvyat and Kimi Raikkonen finishes off the grid. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
So this is the actual strategy that they gave me, the default strategy. And this is my personalised one. 1.9 seconds quicker. What's the game trying to do to me? Well, I'm going with my one because it's two seconds quicker, basically. Though I know it's cloudy, but it should be a dry race, apparently. Hamilton down in 9th, Leclerc in 10th.
Right, let's get the car up to temperature on this lap. We're learning the gears, so go through them all if you can.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, learnt. We have learnt the gears, Jeff. Now I don't really know who I'm going to be racing today because of that kind of wet qualifying. Everyone's kind of a little bit all over the place throughout the field, so it's an unusual one. I mean, I've got Giovinazzi starting 14th and Guan Yu Zhou starting in 15th, for example. That's not normal. But also Hamilton starting 9th and Leclerc 10th. Again, not normal. I don't know how well my strategy is going to go compared to everyone else's. What I didn't realise is, or I did realise it, I just forgot, that the top 10 will have free tyre choice as well because it was a wet qualifying. So completely forgot about that. So it's not actually an advantage for me starting just outside the top 10 at all. But we'll still see what we can do. We got a really good start in Canada. So hopefully we'll get a really good start in this one as well. We will be at a disadvantage off the line, and certainly for the first probably 10 laps or so, I'd say, because everyone else seems to be starting on the mediums and I'm starting on the hards. But it could still work out for us as the rest of the field lines up.
Be patient and watch for the lights.
It is another good start, thanks to overtake and rich fuel mix. We're up to 11th, we've done Leclerc off the line. Wasn't brave enough to stick it up the inside of Ocon there. Leclerc's going for it, but we are mighty in a straight line. And we hold him off. Oh, that's a bit slippery through there. Tyre's not up to temperature yet.
Keep pushing. Let's capitalise on that first lap.
I'm trying, Jeff. I'm trying. I do think my car's fast enough to finish in the points this weekend. Oh, not doing things like that, it's not though. Sergio Perez leads the first lap. Like I say, I'm at a disadvantage for the first few laps. But the car will come back to me later on in the race. In the second stint, this advantage will flip the other way. Here comes Leclerc again, able to get the power down quicker off the corner because of those medium tyres. But he can't match us for straight line speed anymore. And that is why I put so much more fuel in the car, so I can run rich down those sections. Or that middle section, I should say. And it works well for defending, but it'll also work well for attacking once we start coming back at these guys.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
DRS being activated makes it even more important than that I stick with Ocon. And that's not the way to do it. Leclerc's going to have DRS on me down here, but I don't have it on Ocon.
The energy store is getting worn, reducing our overall capacity. The more charge you hold, the faster that capacity will drop.
I thought I've been using it quite a bit, to be fair, Jeff, but okay, I'll use it more if you insist.
Power from the engine is going to be down slightly, showing some minor wear.
Once again, even though I have changed parts, it's not the same engine as last time. But we're still down on power. Leclerc is definitely faster than me. I'm kind of holding him up here a little bit. Surprisingly, Magnussen looks very quick as well. Leclerc's coming at me. I think he thought about having a lunge there, but wasn't quite close enough. I think he actually lost a bit of time because he thought about it then as well. Oh no! Oh, that's me being stupid. Oh, that's not good. So note to self, the curbs are still wet from all the rain in qualifying. Didn't know that was a mechanic in the game. But we do now.
Leading our teammate by 3.7 seconds.
Well, not by much then. I suppose he's on the mediums, but he's doing well to hang in there. Yeah, just outbraking myself. All my kind of brake points and the gears and stuff that I'm in for the different corners, they're all based off of me being in the and we got DRS. They're all based off of me being on the medium tyres, because that's what I basically did all of my practice laps on, mediums or softs. Won't be using softs in the race because it's a lot slower to 2-stop rather than 1-stop. I've done no running on the hards whatsoever, so it's kind of a new experience for me starting on these. Magnussen's got Leclerc, which is good. No doubt Leclerc will be back past him very soon. Oh, hit that corner marker.
The car in front is 3.7 seconds.
It's alright, Jeff, don't rub it in. Like I say, we should come back at these guys later on in the race. Hopefully. Luckily, although you do use a lot of the ERS overtake around here, it does charge pretty quickly as well.
Okay, clear.
There's an incident behind, I don't know who's got an issue. Hope it's not Guan Yu Zhou, because I think he's in that group.
Right, some information on
Grosjean.
Grosjean. It looks like the problem is terminal. They're retiring the car.
Oh dear. There is a gap back now behind Magnussen and Leclerc. Which is good because it means hopefully I won't just get swamped by everyone if they do start coming past me. Leclerc back past Magnussen. So that means I'm going to come under a bit more pressure over the next few laps, I suspect.
The gap to the car ahead is 6.5 seconds.
Yep, they are gone. I'd like to think the crossover point between the hard tyres and the medium tyres is coming over the next few laps, though. Maybe the next couple of laps, so hopefully I'll start picking up some pace against the guys in front once that happens. There's a bit of a train forming up in front of us as well by the looks of it. All of the cars are pretty close together.
Be aware we expect the grip levels to start falling away soon.
Hope they don't start falling away too soon because I'm supposed to be going quite a bit longer. That was a mistake. Didn't want that to happen, really. Just got to do my best to stay with him now, but I've got a feeling he's going to disappear up the road, even on more worn medium tyres. And he's already outside of DRS zone for us. Atkinson's coming. Wow, wow. Jesus Christ. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Suddenly the car had loads more grip and turned in a lot sharper than it normally does on that corner. Sorry, he was there at the last second, just tried to give him a little bit of room. God. Defensive this time. We don't have much choice. We hold him off nicely through there though. Compromised his line as well, I think, so he's dropped back a little bit. Does mean Leclerc is gone.
To teammate behind is 4.0 seconds.
He's not fallen back much, has he? He's still pretty much there. I think it's probably a combination of him doing better than normal and me doing worse than normal. We pulled it back to 8.3 seconds behind Ocon. It was up to 9 seconds at one stage, about a lap or two ago. So maybe that's kind of the start of those mediums falling off. Yep, some of the leaders are in the pits.
Hamilton is stopping now.
I don't think Hamilton's the one that I'm fighting.
You'll be on the mediums.
So I'm definitely coming back at these guys now. I'm visibly closer than I was. And I've got a little bit of a gap back to Magnussen now, so those mediums are definitely starting to go off. Mind you, I'm not far away from my own pit stop either, so... Kimi Raikkonen's out. He was way down the order anyway. That doesn't affect me. In comes Guan Yu Zhou.
Guan Yu in the pits.
Going to take out all of the corner markers one by one. We're in the lead of the race for the moment. Perez is the net leader, although he's got a Mercedes behind him, which I'm assuming is Bottas.
Be aware the car behind has newer tyres. Car behind on newer tyres.
Yeah, thanks Jeff, you're a bundle of laughs. Oh dear. Well, that's not going to help me.
Push now. We're boxing this lap.
Okay, we're coming in this lap. Bollocks. Why do I do stupid things, eh? Yeah, definitely time to box. With these tyres, I'm not able to turn the car properly on them anymore. There's really not much of a difference between the life of the hard tyres and the life of the soft tyres around here. Right. We're going to come out well outside of the points. However, we've got a chance to try and outrun everyone and come back at them. I don't think it's going to work. I think we're going to miss out on points.
Exit.
2.1 seconds though, that's good.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
Oh, these tyres feel so good already. These feel so much nicer than the hard tyres I've just taken off. And I'm so much quicker than him and he's on fresh hards. Look at this. There goes another corner marker. Stupid. That was very stupid. Yeah, warning for corner cutting, I'll take that. I'll take the warning there because I was going to lose so much time being stuck behind him. I've got a lot of time to make up on the guys in front.
The car behind us is lapping faster than us by around 1 second per lap.
Is he? I've just overtaken him. Right, I really just need to get my foot down now. Get after these guys in front. I need to close in on these guys quickly if I've got any chance of points here.
To car in front is 7.1 seconds.
I am closing in on them quite quickly, but I don't think it's quickly enough. They're in a bit of a DRS train, which is going to help them down the straights as well. What I want is for them all to start fighting each other, really, because there is a big group of them up there. And it'd be really handy, because that will really start to slow them down. Come on, guys in front, fight. I want them side by side into every turn, kind of blocking each other. Just to give me that little bit of an advantage so I can get back at them. So I have clear air for the first time in this race, really, for these last few laps. I've not got people trying to overtake me, and I'm not trying to overtake anyone. That doesn't do. That's not good. I've just lost. I'm not going to get points now. I've just lost all of the time. It's taken me about 3 laps to gain on them. I've just lost it with one little mistake in that corner. That's Formula 1 for you.
Okay, gap ahead is 6.9 seconds. We're leading our teammate by 16.1 seconds.
I think I've got it down to about 6 seconds at one point as well. So that is really annoying. To the guys in front.
Fuel target is +1. Faster engine modes are available.
Thanks, Jeff. I'm using them. Gasly's just passed Ocon, so there is a little bit of fighting going on up there at least. Sainz has passed Magnussen. Sainz started way down the order, but like I said, he has been very quick in practice. I'm quite nervous about having him behind me, even though he's on the hard tyres. He has the potential of coming back at me. Another warning for corner cutting. Shouldn't have done that.
Okay, this is Jeff. I need you to stop cutting the corners. If you keep it up, the stewards will award you a penalty.
Jeff, leave me alone. Oh, bollocks. I blame Jeff for that. All your fault, Jeff.
Our gap to the car in front is 5.1 seconds.
You know what's very annoying is if I hadn't have made so many stupid mistakes, I'd probably be right up there with them now. I think the only chance I've got of catching them now and getting points is if their tyres just completely fall off the cliff. So, I mean, I'm gaining on them. I'm definitely faster than them. It's just I'm going to run out of laps basically. I'm not gaining on them quickly enough. I've got past two of them to get a point, which would be Leclerc and Ocon at the moment. Leclerc's just got past Ocon, so... that won't make things easier.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
We're going to be fine on fuel.
Issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
Well, that to me sounds like I can just blast it. No point taking care of them to not finish inside the points.
The gap to the car ahead is 3.6 seconds.
We're gaining on Ocon pretty quickly, but Leclerc's now pulled a gap over Ocon, so... it's still not looking good for points. In fact, I think now Leclerc's passed Ocon, he's probably quicker than me.
a teammate behind is 24.1 seconds.
Right, well, Joe has gone. He's fallen off the cliff.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
2.5 laps left of the race, Jeff. It's not a problem.
Gap to car in front is 3.1 seconds.
Sliding about all over the place a bit there. Yeah, no, we're not gonna do it, I'm afraid, guys. We're not gonna do it. I'm just gonna leave it on Rich to the end of the race now. Just see how close I can get. But I mean, Leclerc in 10th is gone. He's too far ahead.
This is your final lap of the race.
I think we're going to be annoyingly close to Ocon, but we won't get close enough to do anything about it.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Bottas ends up winning. We weren't that far behind him, to be honest, on track. But he's only going to be 12th for us, unfortunately. Same position as we started in.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
It's annoying because we definitely had the car to finish in the top 10. We just couldn't pull it off. I was too slow on those hard tyres at the beginning. and then made too many mistakes on the mediums. I bet Hamilton mugged Perez off on the final lap as well. Charles Leclerc got up to 9th in the end. We finished 12th. Sainz made his way up to 13th. We knew that. He was the one behind us. Ricciardo got 14th in the end. Magnussen down to 15th. Guan Yu Zhou is down in 18th, so he's kind of he's not had a good race really. But he beat both the Williams, and then Kimi Raikkonen and Grosjean, who both DNF'd. He was actually comfortably in front of both of the Williams though, so that's something to take away from it. If we look at the standings, I'm still in 8th place, 2 points ahead of Ricciardo, who didn't score points. Perez has obviously pulled away from me quite a bit with that 4th place finish. I think it's still Perez that I'm fighting with, realistically, to try and be best of the rest, if you like, behind the big 3 teams, the big 6 drivers, and we're still kind of involved in this fight with the guys behind. Lance Stroll jumps ahead of Sainz. Guan Yu Zhou, one of 6 drivers still yet to score points. Both Haas drivers, both Williams drivers, Giovinazzi for Alfa Romeo, and obviously Guan Yu Zhou for us. We look at the constructors standings. We dropped to 7th. I think we were level on points with McLaren, so they're now 4 points in front. Still very much fighting with McLaren and Renault for that 5th spot in the constructors standings. I would like a bit of help from Guan Yu Zhou for that, but he's not chipping in at the moment. It was a bit of a boring race, I'm afraid, so sorry about that. If I'd have been involved in that fight in front of me, you know, the likes of, well, basically 1st all the way down to 11th were one big group for quite a bit of that race. If I'd have got involved in that fight, it would have been a very interesting race. But unfortunately, I was just off the back of it and just in front of what I think was quite a big fight behind me. So I was kind of in no man's land for most of the race. But I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please hit the DRS on the like button and subscribe if you want to see more. And the next race will be the Red Bull Ring in Austria. So I will see you there. Goodbye.